everyone, and welcome back to Between Realities. My name is Alex VR. I'm joined here with my co-host Skeeva.
How's it going?
Skeeva, how the hell are you, sir?
Oh man, I'm good. I'm starting to be able to breathe again. We've been plagued with some technical difficulties. You know, nothing new for this show, but we worked through it.
We're out here faking it till we make it. This is episode 4 of our second season. This is a surprise episode that you did not see coming. It is pre-recorded, so we are chilling in the chat, not worrying about responding to you in real time. Instead, we will have the conversation there. One of the reasons why we are recording is because our guest today is joining us from the other side of the planet, and it is difficult to find times that work when you are sleeping at the same time as the people are awake, and it's winter over there while it's summer over here, and the whole world's upside down. So we've jumped through a lot of hoops to make this happen, and we are so excited to be able to introduce to you guys our guest for this amazing episode of Between Realities, Mr. Touge VR. How are you?
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm doing very well.
It
Finally.
is a pleasure and an honor to have you here with us. You have the patience of a saint, as do many of our VR community members. You're not the first person to get the wrath of the technical difficulties of the Between Realities spaceship, and everybody's been pretty cool about it. So thank you for being here, man.
And if everyone could take a second to hit that subscribe button, it would mean the world to us, because we need some more subscribers.
This is a smart guy. We actually always forget to mention that.
Yes.
So hit the subscribe button. Thanks for joining us on this amazing bonus episode. And Touge, welcome, man.
Hi.
You are a legend in the VR content creation community, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you. Kind words.
Yes. It's cool, man. It's been like this is our reuniting for the first time since meeting in person at OC6.
Yeah.
It was so cool, dude. This guy was like my savior, man. I was getting ready to try Pistol Whip for the first time. Everybody's like crowding in the hallways to play Pistol Whip at OC6. It was like the talk of the whole convention.
Yeah, before it was released.
Yep. Yeah. So everyone's so excited. People taking the headset off and they're just like beaming and glowing. And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to get in here. And I like went to go set up my camera and I couldn't do it. And Touge's there and he's like, bro,
gotcha.
Give me that. Takes my phone, boom, films it for me.
Nice.
Like, had my back. Nice. I think you might even film something on the balcony like the next night or something while I was out there dicking around. I'm pretty sure I saw you out there. We bumped into each other a couple times, but it's great to be able to catch up again, man. I hope things have been good, all things considered, since then.
Yeah.
There is you've made some really amazing stuff, man. I've watched some of your videos. I've watched a lot of your videos. Let me rephrase that. My whole family has, and we're just blown away at the quality of the stuff you're able to produce in mixed reality. So Touge VR is a mixed reality guru, and if anyone hasn't seen this stuff, down on one of the monitors on a desk here is every possible way you can get to this guy and check out his amazing content. I really suggest you do, because it is freaking killer. How did you get into this, man? How did you decide like, we're gonna like take cinematics into VR, because like, wow, it's killer.
Well, it was a natural extension for me. I've always been interested in filmmaking, whether that's or theater, music, long history of that sort of thing. I found myself streaming, obviously not long after Beat Saber was released. It was more of a fitness and a social thing at that point. And then I discovered mixed reality, and then just all these ideas, this of what we can do with this incredible technology from Live, and it just grew from there.
So. You're actually in a Live environment as we speak.
Right, yeah.
Like if you look behind you there.
Sweet,
it's so rad. So we're spinning around here, and what are we in? Synth Riders?
Is the menu area of Synth Riders, or Spin City is the stage. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, it looks absolutely amazing.
Do we have a clip of that his last Synthriders video? I feel like we got to show some of this stuff. So
as we're talking here, I'm going to put that up on the screen because, dude, the summer video you made,
Oh my god, that's an old one now. But yeah.
It's funny that it's an old one because, like, I mean, to this day, I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, you know, this is one of the coolest videos I've ever seen, period. I mean, not even counting like VR and MR. This is just amazing. You took us back in time to like the 80s and you just completely friggin' rocked it. So I want to congratulate you on that.
Thanks.
And tell people, yeah, check this video out for sure. What's man, can you tell us some of the things that maybe you encountered when making this video?
Summer, wow.
Some of the maybe issues or
Yeah, that's see, I look back on that video now and I'm just like, oh, there's so many technical problems with that video. So many things I'd love to do differently, but shooting that was absolutely incredible because we went away to Noosa in Queensland, if anyone knows where Noosa is. And yeah, out onto the beach before sunrise. I'm putting the Quest on. You know, we've got a like camera setup and everything. By the way, my camera operator is my wife. Soge, she's
cool.
She's incredible.
Cool.
So it's just
one of the things I was gonna say one of the things we were curious about is like how do you have like a squad of people to pull this off? Like how many people does it take to you know, do you have to pull together to make some of these productions?
It depends. Most of my YouTube content is just me and my wife, and that's it. For obviously collaborations, I've done with like Hey Falcon, Karitza, those guys. Those were done. I'm behind the camera in that case. But yeah,
right. That's cool. Yeah, I saw you've had a couple of different people like come to your place and like make videos. Like Nazy is, I think that's how you pronounce her name, right? Nazy. She was there and she did a trailer for
Shooty Skies.
Was that Shooty Skies?
Yeah,
it looks awesome, dude. Like that was done at your place, and I mean,
was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, he's crushing it right now. Like you're cranking stuff out, not just for your channel, right?
That's right. So these days, if anyone does follow my YouTube channel, I've probably noticed that things have been a little bit quiet on there, and that's because most of my time at the moment has been making trailers and other media for games. So which has been nice, but you know, I do really want to spend more time.
Right.
So what an interesting problem, right? You get really good at something and you start putting out a product, and all these game companies are probably like, hey, this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the guy we need.
So is it like a side project thing now, or is this like, are these opportunities showing up to the point where like this maybe, do you see this being like your career, you know, like being able to continue to create content like this?
Well, I'd love to make it my career, I'm not gonna lie, but it's it's a big leap to make that.
Right, because I mean it's a niche market. You know, a lot of people have the ability to do it themselves too. You know, don't necessarily like if they have a studio. What do you think of that Tarzan trailer that just came out?
Oh my god,
that mixed reality Tarzan trailer. Did you see it?
So good. Split First guys. Yeah, they are next level. Like like hanging guys off a rig to shoot that stuff. Like, holy crap.
You know, that's the difference maker though. Like, cause I've watched Buck3131 on YouTube play Windlands 2 in mixed reality, and his whole body is visible and his feet are just like stationary on the floor, and he's like swinging, and it's just like the static image, and it looks hilarious. You know, like without like the dangling feet, the effect of swinging is lost. So like they really did like have to do that in order to like capture the feeling, because if he's just like standing there like swinging like that, it would not even look remotely as good.
I completely agree. It's it's phenomenal just watching this mixed reality footage. I mean, you almost feel like this person is really a character in this game, and that's exactly how Touge makes it look in your videos.
Yeah,
and that's how it feels to be in VR.
Yeah,
which is why mixed reality is so important. Like it like really does help illustrate what it feels like to be in the experience, even though nothing, in my opinion, can really explain it.
Yeah, unless you actually go in and experience it. Yeah, this is true. This is true.
What do you think? Like, I don't know, what do you see the next iterations of like capturing stuff in VR looking like? You know, because like right now we're standing in front of green screens and projecting our images. Like, are we just gonna like refine that, or like, you know, in your experience, do you see something else starting to kind of develop? What do you think?
I think there's kind of two channels that this can go down. There is like the professional level, which I can't see things like green screens being replaced for a long time. But this is a fairly high entry point, right? Like it takes a big commitment to have a green screen in your own home. So I think as the technology for a fake green screen improves, things like what Apple is doing with AR Kit, and they've got like LiDAR in their iPad now. I can see that as being a really useful way to get a pretty good quality green screen replacement.
What about stuff like the Quest? Like because I mean, Live has a no green screen version that I guess works somewhat decently. Like I've seen some content. It's no Touge VR production, but it kind of helps people be able to make something. Like how can we solve that problem? With like standalone stuff. Like have you made any mixed reality stuff with the Quest or tried?
Well, actually, what you see right now is running on the Quest.
Oh shit! But as a link though, right?
It's actually virtual desktop through Steam VR.
Okay, virtual desktop.
Yeah. So
I see.
With coming back to the trailers, obviously, with because for the Oculus store, they need to be on Oculus hardware, so that creates some huge headaches. I'll say having to do mixed reality with a moving camera with the Oculus Quest is a huge challenge. There's so many little hacks and tools and everything to go together to make that all work, and it kind of works.
So are you on the camera like that we see you on? Is this the camera that you also shoot your mixed reality footage on? Yeah. Can you share with us the camera that you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So Panasonic GH5. I'm using a
nice
8 to 18 millimeter f2.8 lens. So normally for mixed reality, I have that all the way at 8 millimeters, which is like a 16 mil full frame equivalent because it's a 2x crop GH5. So, so pretty wide, which is good for getting really wide shots, but it's not ideal for it's not equivalent to the human eye, I guess. So.
I feel you. I'm on. We're currently on a GH4, and when I do mixed reality footage, I do it on a GH4, and I feel you entirely. I've actually even considered turning the camera vertically and to like do mixed reality footage for Beat Saber, because I like maybe think that the extension of my arms isn't quite enough, and I could maybe get my whole body in, because where it stands, I'd have to really what I need is a new lens.
Yeah.
I need that like 8 millimeter lens. If I get that, I can put the camera anywhere, but I don't have a lens right now. So with the GH4, I have to like make it work. And it definitely gets me a lot closer to like my body than I wish I could get with the shot. So I think that 8 millimeter lens is probably what I'm missing to like get that full shot and take it to the next level.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but it's definitely worth it if it's what you like to do.
And Live is like the only program that you use for mixed reality, right? Like, are there any others? That's the only one.
Well,
right?
Oculus.
Well, I mean, Oculus has built in stuff.
Oh,
But that's
that
I think.
Oculus MRC is okay. Obviously, it's mostly just an OBS plugin, right? I did actually work out a way to do dump mode in Oculus MRC, which was kind of the barrier, because you couldn't really use it for anything of a professional quality, because you couldn't separate out camera footage and get all the layers separately to use in post. But yeah, we have dump mode in Oculus MRC now. So anyway, that's probably a topic
cool.
for.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means.
maybe
I don't know what that
stretch.
means. So when you're capturing mixed reality footage with your GH5, you have a Vive tracker on this thing, right? And that acts as like a camera. You can attach a camera to the Vive tracker. Is that true?
Yeah, that's right. So part of my camera rig has two sections, obviously the physical camera, the GH5, and the in-game camera, which is represented with the Vive tracker. And that's just mounted on like the shoe mount on top.
Right. I've always wondered, can I possibly use one of my Vive wands instead of a Vive tracker? Because I don't have a Vive tracker, but I would love to do that.
That's absolutely possible.
Maybe I can get like a 3D printed attachment or something that'll like mount it in there in a way that'll put it out of the way, and then we can move a camera around and do it like that.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
Dude, let's do that.
So when you yeah, for sure.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So when you go and you're like, okay, I'm going to start a new mixed reality project. Do you like storyboard the whole thing out? I mean, how similar is this to actually making a film, if you will? Because that the one that you did, the summer one specifically, I mean, it was like a full-blown music video with interchanging scenes between you
costumes.
and costumes. yeah. Like, so how do you plan this? I mean, is any of it improv? Do you plan it out to the max?
It depends. Certainly some videos I'm planning, not quite down to the second, but like I'll have like sections where I know that I want to get this particular shot, and we'll have like a shot list basically that we'll work through. And sometimes that can take 2 or 3 days to actually get through that list. But, it's not always planned, because you might have an idea of what you want it to look like, and then actually shoot it and it doesn't turn out. So generally we'll shoot like whole playthroughs of the song, and only occasionally we'll focus on a particular section. Yeah,
that's cool. So it seems very similar to actually making a it's a full production.
Yeah,
it really is, which is pretty wild. We were checking out and we were oohing and awing over your Inzo video with
dreaming one.
Yeah, the one for the Beat Saber one with the triangle. Oh my god, absolutely unbelievable.
This is like the most next level shit ever. Like, is this the most next level mixed reality video? Like, I mean, or at least certainly Beat Saber video. Can you just mod that in? Are you doing stuff in post? Like, how are you pulling off this epic environment in Beat Saber?
Well,
without giving away your secrets, of
course. Give away. I mean, it's the actual environment, obviously. So sorry, Skylar Wallace he's kind of the mastermind behind the project. He made the map. He engaged Raiden, aka Raiden, to make the environment. And they worked together to get all the lighting and all of the way that environment works. And then they brought me in to make a promotional video, basically. And I was a big fan of the original video that Lowly put out. And when it came time to make the video, I'm like, I'm recreating this original video, because if you've seen that, some of the effects, especially during the drop, was so dramatic. I
Yeah,
had to.
like it's like it goes like monotone colors and like it's silhouetted with like the highlights of like the lights and the environments like splashed in a single monotone, like the pinks and the whites and shit. Like we're looking at it right now. You're not, but I'm looking at it and having my fucking mind blown. Like
it's unbelievable.
So they must have like they basically like just took your footage and then like ran it through and like edited the shit out of it and like put layers on and all that.
No,
am I picking that up right?
I did that in post.
Oh, you did that stuff.
So
nice.
They delivered the environment on the map, and I took it from there. So
got it. So like, is this out there, like, or is this like Touge exclusive? Like, are you the only one that plays this?
No, that's out there, and it's been really exciting to see because so many other people have told me they've been inspired by that video and have made their own take on it, and it's been really cool to see.
Proper D.
Proper D did an incredible job.
He's the man. He makes really good-looking videos, dude. His stuff is awesome.
And really talented.
One of the things me and Alex were talking about before you hopped on the call is I'm watching these videos and I'm looking at the amount of technical work that goes into these videos. First of all, right? So you gotta plan all this stuff out. You gotta make your scenes. You gotta figure out what you're doing. But then on top of all that, you have to actually play this and not suck at it, right? So you have to go through and you got to nail this, man. You got to crush it. Like, and I don't know what skill levels that these are filmed in, but I watch this stuff and I'm like, do you end up like failing a lot and having to come back and redo everything because you missed some beats, some slices, or do you kind of cut a lot and take the sections that you've done? I just can't imagine the pressure behind this. It just must be so much
clear
pressure
every time.
Yeah,
not true. So I avoid showing misses or anything like that at all costs in my videos. So we go to a lot of lengths to make sure we've got at least one take of every block being hit. So it's not a full combo every pass, obviously. Sometimes you'll miss and then you get like the little X will pop up and the shot's ruined. So
Dang.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself like gravitating towards mixed like games that have live support and spending most of your time playing games that have live support as a result of all of this, or do you still like does that not really weigh in as much into like the decisions of like what you like to spend your time in, your free time in VR?
Free time in VR.
I feel you there.
I can't remember what that's like. I mean, my schedule these days is like past midnight. A lot of days working on videos, so I don't get a lot of time to play VR games just for fun. I play Synth Riders, the game you see behind me. I play it for fitness. But in terms of looking at games that I'll want to play in the future, obviously I'm obviously driven by being able to make content, and live support is just key in that. So I definitely look for mixed reality in games that I'll play. I'm usually making content when I'm playing the game. So
right. And I mean it's definitely one of the first things that I check for when a game is coming out, or I'm thinking about maybe making content for a game, because it's just so cool. Like it just looks so cool.
It does.
We really wanted to do Carly and the Reaper Man in Live, but then we fired it up and it was like broken. It like didn't work properly, and we were like so sad about it because I was really looking forward to that. And we like set up multiple cameras so we could like get really good shots and stuff.
Green screens,
and then I'm just like 6 feet away and like not even close to the avatar.
Yeah.
It was too bad.
Yeah. It's a new technology, I mean, never before has anyone ever needed to try to represent what someone's seeing in a game. you always just record the game and you play pieces of the gameplay. You know what I mean? It's always been fairly straightforward. Now we're in a game, and how do you relay that? Because when you look at the social screen to VR, it's typically it's nothing like what you're really experiencing. I mean, I kind of look at it like you go out on vacation and you take video of your vacation, and you come back and you want to show everybody, and everyone's like, yeah, that looks kind of cool, but you're like, no, you had to be there. It's the same thing in VR, where we have to find a way to capture what it's like to be in there, to draw people into that medium, because it's an investment. You got to put shit on your face, you got to have tracker, you know what I mean? It's a pain in the ass. So you really have to be able to be like, no, this is what you're seeing, and I haven't seen anyone do it better than this guy right here. So
and these dope trailers are like really important when it comes to illustrating what it might be like, because I feel like commercials made mixed reality they made like mixed reality footage for games that weren't VR. It'd be like, you're in the game, and they'd be like, like slow motion in there, and that's like, then we start making videos in mixed reality, and it's like, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, you're in the game, but it's like, no, like you're actually in the game, like it's a way different thing in VR. So trailers like the stuff that you make and that you're working on now, and like this Tarzan thing,
that was
pivotal.
I had nothing to do with that. That is,
Oh yeah, oh,
Roles,
right.
Roles.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's right there. You're doing it. Whoever it is that made that Tarzan video, they're doing it, and it's important when it comes to mass adoption. So I'm curious, we're not there yet, but what do you think are like some of the primary contributing factors that are preventing mass adoption today? I mean, I guess other than like the current state of the world, I guess that's slowed down adoption of all things, but like there's still some things that are standing in the way and like preventing people from going out and getting headsets and buying them and really just being committed to being into VR and taking it on, so like, what do you think we need to get to fix it?
In terms of the tech, I think the Quest, although it's not perfect, is an incredible entry point. I think the barrier could be price for some people still. It's something I get told a lot, is definitely price. The other thing is games. I look at games that, at least before I started on this content journey, I guess, games when I had time to play them were social, multiplayer competitive games like Overwatch, that sort of thing. There is currently a thing really that can reproduce that experience. And anyone can dive in.
Thrill was just saying that
and have fun. And there's not really anything like that for VR yet. So I would say that to me would be main barrier. Like, what I'm going to get this headset, what game am I going to play that matches what I currently play? And
it's just not there.
Games like, I hear what you're saying, like Overwatch type games, right? I mean, there's a lot of categories maybe that haven't really made it into VR yet. Thrill Seeker was just saying how he plays flat games every day because there isn't anything like Overwatch, and that uber competitive style game. I mean, there's a lot of competitive style games, but that specific type of game, and until every type of game is represented in VR, it's going to be a little hard to get everybody.
I play flat games every day too, and it's not because I don't love VR games. It's because my friends and family don't love VR games. They don't have headsets. They're not adopted. So if I want to continue to have my social time with these people, then I'm going to continue to play flat games, which for the record I love. I like playing flat games. I am not an anti-flat gamer at all, but I would love for all of my friends to also incorporate VR into some of this and like jump in with the real VR fishing with me and stuff like that. Which, by the way, Touge, have you tried? I guess you're a busy
I'm
dude.
So busy.
Real VR fishing is so awesome, man. Have you played this game ever before?
I have not. No.
I saw somebody in mixed reality in real VR fishing, like a couple days ago. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So that must be Live integration then, right? Or is that Oculus?
I don't know. I don't know who they're supporting. The developer has to support Oh, that's interesting. The developer has to support what's going on in with the mixed reality content. So Oculus has to put in their their mixed reality thing in the Quest, right? It's not just everything supported. They have to build in that integration. And same with Live. They have to build it all in and work with the developers, and the developers have to be willing and say, well, there's only a small fraction of people that are actually going to use this. Is it worth my time?
Right.
And I think it's absolutely worth the time of every developer to do this, because if people create content using something like Live or any mixed reality tool, I mean, it really just shows what in way better than any other way what it's like to play that game.
Exactly right.
And you can use it in conjunction with the first person perspective stuff too, because I saw that footage, and I'll be honest, that mixed reality footage of real VR fishing was not compelling.
Yeah.
It's like an angle on the boat, he's casting way out, like you don't see anything until he gets the fish like all the way up to the boat. That one I could see like cutting to a shot of you, but then going back to your first person, kind of flipping back and forth, something like that. But really, I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned this game because I love it, and I'm not an angler, I'm not a fisherman or anything, but this is just social VR done and executed
and
so well.
And the social just came out the other day.
Yeah,
right?
like the 6th, I think.
Yeah, let me tell you real quick about one of my favorite VR experiences that has ever happened to me, and it just happened yesterday. So I went into this game, Real VR Fishing, with the Together update, and my daughter is like, Daddy, I want to go in and catch fish. I want to go in and catch fish. And I'm like, oh, well, I got a second quest from my wife, right? So we loaded it up on there. We created a room, and then I was on a boat with my daughter teaching her how to fish while I'm in 115 degree weather in Arizona, but I'm in the air conditioning, and she's freaking out, Daddy, I caught a fish, and she's over there and her avatar's going, and like, it was just, and she's 6, you know what I mean? Like, that was an amazing thing for me to be able to go in there and bond with my child and teach her how to fish while I'm in the middle of the desert, stuck in a house in air conditioning.
And it's so funny, like I got my dad in on the beta of this, and I was having him join me in on Real VR Fishing, and I was like sitting there hanging out with my dad doing this. So it's so funny because you were doing it with your daughter. I played this game with my dad. Like this game is like one of those titles that I think like is compelling enough to keep going into, like, there's a really good progression system.
Fishing game.
I know. Who cares about, like, I don't even care about fishing at all. But sitting next to someone and just having something active to do, and you're just like, yeah, dude, totally, yesterday, blah 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 blah, and doing this and that,
and they have a built-in music player, and they have a built-in YouTube video player. So I sat there and I watched Coffee in VR, the rendered reality boys, while I did some fishing. I had the screen off right next to my boat, and I was, before my daughter got home and jumped in. And it's just incredible. It's incredible just be able to hang out in there, watch some YouTube video, listen to some music, whatever you want to listen to. You sign into YouTube and you get everything.
Yeah.
It's just it's bananas. And now your friends can hop in with you and go fishing. And granted, it's just fishing, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
There you have it. There's your Real VR Fishing commercial that they didn't even ask for, but we're giving because we love this game. So Touge might be worth taking a break and dipping into with us one of these nights.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Are you an angler in real life? You out there catching marlins in Australia?
No, that's not normally my jam, but it's you make a compelling case. So.
Yeah.
So, like, is there like a strong VR scene in Australia? I think you're like one of the few dudes in VR that I talked to that's from Australia. Like, is there a presence there?
It's interesting. So I'm from Brisbane in Australia, and we seem to have this little bubble here of creators, which is awesome for me because I can tap into their talent when I need to. So yeah, I know a lot of local people with headsets that are either streaming on Twitch or YouTube or whatever. So yeah, there's a reasonable community here.
That's cool. Harry and I are the only two VR users in Arizona. That's it.
I started a subreddit VR and AZ, you know, to get because I was imagining that with the Quest there was going to be a lot more games that come out, kind of like Space Pirate Arena. Now the game's not out, but I don't know if you've seen footage where you go into a warehouse, it puts up virtual walls, you know, and you're running around and you're actually shooting at your friends, and then you can hop out and, like, you know, talk smack to each other or whatever. Super fun, right? So I thought this was going to become a huge thing, and I thought one of the ways you know, I'd be able to start getting groups of people together would be to kind of get everyone together maybe on Reddit, you know. And then the first time we did an event to go out and do something multiplayer, Alex is the only one that showed up.
Classic. All right.
Here we are.
And here we are today.
Oh, really?
That's how this whole thing, and that's how this whole thing started with us in Between Realities.
Cool.
Yeah, it was crazy. but yeah, that's why we're the only VR fans in Arizona.
Yeah, and we actually, that's not true. We are exaggerating. I've definitely met a few others since then.
We're the biggest ones, though.
But we're definitely the biggest VR people in the state.
Yeah.
So are you the biggest Aussie VR fan down there, or you got some competition? That's what I want to know.
I wouldn't claim to be a huge fan of anything in particular, but there's a lot of really passionate people, especially around here in Brisbane. So, and developers as well.
So
You'd be surprised about some of the games that have come out of Australia. Like Richie's Plank Experience is from Brisbane.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, that's a very influential title.
It is. I've seen more people hurt themselves in that game than anything else. Like whenever you see a video of someone doing something really dumb on the internet in VR,
jumping off,
it's always Richie's Plank, which is weird to me, right? Because never in my life have I thought, oh yeah, if I really felt like I was standing on a plank hanging off a 50-story building, I'm just going to go ahead and swan dive off of it. Like it doesn't make sense in any.
I admire the lack of fear, at least. You know, like the guy was down. He was like,
one guy, There's a lot of people that do this same exact thing. They dive off of the thing, and it's like, it doesn't mean if you're that immersed.
There's a lot of people who get pushed off of that thing.
Yeah,
that's messed up.
Fuck those people.
That's messed up. You never ever mess with someone that's in VR and shove them do anything. It's a terrible thing to do.
Don't even get close. You're going to get smacked in the face.
And they should. I hope that guy will get his karma back. I'm sure that dude had something happen to him.
Whenever I'm like with friends or family and I put the headset on, I'm always like, yo, if you get struck, it's your fault. Like, you got to understand, like, you must stay away from this area. Like, this is a danger zone.
Yeah. And you know, the other thing is, too, I tell, like, if I'm when I was playing Resident Evil 7, for example, very, 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 very scary. And I told everyone in my house, I'm like, look, man, if you come home and I'm playing VR, it's probably this game. And if you just come up and like push me or something, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run, I'm gonna swing. I have no idea because it's scary. And you just can't jump in and mess with someone in that state. It's not funny, you know, but people do it all the time. Anyway, sorry, enough lecturing. Don't do that.
So you spend a lot of, in all the videos I've seen, I'm pretty sure, other than the Quest, you have the Vive Pro. Have you ever been on a PSVR? Do you own PSVR or any other VR headsets, Touge?
My first VR headset was a DK2 back in 2015, and that changed my life, I guess. Then I had both the Vive and the Rift CV1. I found myself more drawn to the Vive, I think, because of Lighthouse. It was just a bit more powerful, especially early on, because the Rift didn't even have, you know, touch controllers or anything like that. So yeah, I had a Vive, I had a Rift CV1. I sold the Rift CV1 because I just never used it. And then went to the Vive Pro, wireless. Never looked back.
Cool.
I have tried PSVR. It is extremely uncomfortable for me because I have a 72mm IPD.
Whoa! Wow. Okay.
So,
all right.
That's like.
Yeah, you must have issues. What about the Rift S? Do you have problems with the Rift S? Have you tried that?
One of the worst headsets I've used in my life.
Wow.
Because of the IPD.
But the IPD for one, but the Halo design didn't work for my head at all. Just the headset was just like.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. So
unusable.
I have a small IPD. I'm at a 59, And I have issues, with the Rift S and, a little bit with the Go, not so much. Like the Go had a nice big sweet spot in those lenses, but still, the PSVR, if I play on that for too long, I'm definitely getting headaches and eye strain. My eyes aren't quite right for the next day. And it's too bad, I feel like they got to solve that problem. They have to solve the IPD problem. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they got to do it.
On this headset.
Right. Well, coming up, these next gen headsets, they got to figure that out, because when there's such a small market of people buying this stuff, you can't cut half of them out, or give them all a really bad experience, because, like they're just going to think all VR, they're going to get eye strain and headaches. And so, it's very, very important.
Touge, what are your thoughts on the Oculus Quest 2 or the Oculus Quest Lite or the Oculus Quest Pro?
Whatever it is.
What do you call it?
Whatever it is, I am holding my opinion because we don't know the details. But if we make some assumptions about maybe not having IPD adjustment, that would be a massive mistake. But if indeed it does, like there's some potential that those lenses might move in some way.
Yeah, there's like a little tab in there with like a number on it.
Yeah. Hey, it look.
I could see
if that works, great. I'm in. The head strap looks cheap and nasty.
Looks like the same one as the Go, pretty much. Yeah. Like it's great at first until you wear it a bunch, and then it gets all stretched out and messed up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. What about that HP Reverb, that G2? You eyeballing that thing?
Not for myself, but it does.
No.
If anyone asks me what headset to buy right now, I'm saying, well, there's this G2 thing just around the corner, which, if you don't want to be bothered with Lighthouse, is going to be the way to go. I think the price point is pretty good for what you're getting. So,
yeah. Tyriel Wood did his through the lenses video of it, and it looks great compared to the Index and
MRTV did a bunch of it too, and everything looked fantastic. So I think they're going to hit a home run with this one, with the price point, with the resolution. Like I said on previous shows, it's going to take a beast of a machine to run two 4K displays in each eye at 90 hertz all the time. I don't know exactly how that's going to work.
I feel like people don't remember that. And by people, I mean me. Like, I don't remember that. Like, I forget that getting a better headset means you need a better computer.
Yeah, and a better video card. Yeah, maybe, So, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you got to drive the frame rate. The frame rate is just as important to me as the resolution. And that's why I'm not switching my Index for one of these.
Right.
The Index runs up to 144 hertz. Which is buttery smooth, and it brings realism to, in a different way, right? 4K resolution is going to bring this kind of realism that you won't get on an Index, but the Index is going to bring that smoothness of motion that you're not going to get on the Reverb. So, there's pros and cons to all this stuff. Right. I'm really interested to see this. I have a friend, I don't know, maybe he'll be watching this, Geek, and he has pre-ordered it and has mentioned that he wants to come drop it off at some point so we can have time to play with it for the show.
That is a great idea, and thank you, Geek. We're looking forward to that.
Yes,
that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, this is a cool looking headset. I'm pretty excited.
So I use a Vive Pro, and I don't think it's a large enough upgrade to justify that kind of purchase, especially with my budget. And also, I again, thanks to Tyriel Wood, took his advice and did the GermanrifterVR lens modification on my Vive Pro. Have you done that to your headset or considered it?
I have considered it. I've been a little turned off by some mixed reports, and I think because I'm kind of on the periphery in terms of IPD. I may be at more risk of not getting a good result.
It is possible.
Yeah, that's right.
There are pros and cons to it for sure. Like for me, it wasn't just like like a pure upgrade. I will say that clarity and quality of the image, night and day. Like it looks great. Like no questions asked. Huge visual upgrade in the clarity and in the color. Slight loss of FOV. Kind of hurt a little bit, but you know, I can live with that.
Picture looks better than my index.
It really does, which is, I mean, they're both expensive headsets, so I guess that makes sense. But the thing is I and basically everyone has to do some kind of soft modification to do a barrel distortion of the image to prevent you from getting uncomfortable, because the way it's displaying it is not designed for those lenses, so you need to do something
you have to bend the
alter
edges.
it. Right, and there was some longer play sessions where I was doing a lot of movement and doing a lot of like visualizing depth and like refocusing and stuff like that, that I definitely felt uncomfortable. Playing No Man's Sky, I had to rip my headset off. We were flying around and I was like, oh, dude, I can't do this. Like, I gotta go. Like, and I think it's because of the lens mod, you know, because of just like this slight distortion and staying a long time in there and flipping around a lot in the headset. But I don't regret it, I guess is I'm gonna digress and say that I don't regret it, and I'm glad I did it.
Can I flip this for a minute? I have a question I just thought of. I really want to get an answer from about the Quest, actually. And you've done mixed reality content on the Quest, yeah? And I'm guessing so that entails a green screen and stuff. I have the hardest time with inside out tracking, knowing where it is when I'm surrounded by a green screen. Is that something that was a challenge to you? Because, you know, you look around, the inside out tracking solution is looking for lines, it's looking for things to grab onto to understand your play space.
Right.
And that was one of the questions I had, you know, when I watched some of this stuff and I saw you with the Quest. I'm like, wow, you know, that's even more impressive. People don't really get that there can be severe tracking issues with green screens and inside out tracking. Is that something you had to deal with, and how'd you get around it, I guess?
So in my space, I have not had to make changes. I think because there's parts of my wall, even though it's green, can't see it right now, but there's tape on a few things. So there's like the space that I converted has like a PowerPoint on the wall. It's got some green tape on it. It's got the lighthouse in this corner. It's got some tape over here, some other tape over here, and that's the trick to getting it to work. If you do have tracking problems on a green screen, is just to get some matte green, like proper chroma green gaff tape, and put little X's on the walls. Just put a few around, and that should give it something to track against.
Nice.
So,
Damn, you know, that's good advice, just like in any environment. You know, maybe you're in like your bedroom and all these white walls. You know, and like you're just drowning your Quest in white, or like there's this ton of sunlight coming into the room and it's blasting the walls with a bunch of light, and maybe having, I mean, I'm not sure everyone should go home and put X's and black duct tape on their walls, but you know, that the X's is a great idea.
And it's not just the Quest, right? It's the Rift S. It's any Windows mixed reality headset. You know, there's a lot of inside-out tracking headsets right now, and inside-out tracking is really good, and it's come amazing. It's come so far in the time it's been around. I mean, you know, I pre-ordered one of the first Windows MR headsets. So I remember the very beginning days of inside-out tracking. It wasn't super fun, but man, has Oculus in particular nailed it. They have nailed it better than anyone else. You know, with the occlusion adjustments, you know, putting one controller in front of the other and having it not lose tracking, things like that, right? You pull your controllers too close to your face, then it can't judge the tracking properly. Oculus just nailed it out of the park with some of the updates that they came out with, so you can actually play competitively with, you know, with some competitive shooters that you know, you need to aim down the sights and really use those iron sights. So yeah, they did a great job. But that's an interesting that's good. That's at least for me, thank you, because now I'll have something to do to solve my tracking issues. But no, that's great information for anyone out there that may have inside-out tracking problems.
So at least one other thing that I want to get to here is I think Zim Talk on Twitter shared somebody else's. I saw Zim post it, but he shared somebody else's link to these mechanized boots that are designed for locomotion in virtual reality. And I don't know, did you see the link?
I've not seen it yet.
You know what I'm talking
I saw a screenshot.
So
that's all.
they look like moon boots, dude. Like moon boots, like with robotic, like turning stuff in them going on.
I'm gonna pull up some video here. I want to get to the right part of the video before I display it. But so these things don't move like roller skates, right? They move. There's a program that has to push these things in the direction that you're moving, and I can't figure out for the life of me how exactly this is going to work, right? Because so you can see this kid on the screen, Touge, you cannot, but the audience here can, where this guy is stepping on these two things, and he has these two giant roller skates on, right? And for our audio listeners as well, these two giant roller skate things, but these skates are actually communicating with the computer, and they're being told where to go. So as this dude picks up his feet and moves them, they roll forward as well, and it's fluid motion.
Oh, and here's the thing, like the he's able to bend his knee and like pick his knee and set his foot down. Like there's like a suspension that his feet are in, to where like when he lifts it up, like there's like a lift, and then he can set it down. So he really is emulating kind of the motion of walking in a way that I haven't seen yet in a locomotion solution. If you want to call it that.
Super interesting.
You know, but like, you know, since we have Touge on the show, like my mind immediately goes to just like maybe painting these bad boys green and like using them like in footage. You know, like maybe it's not like practical to like game with, but what if I put them on while I was making a video?
Mixed reality stuff would be killer.
Like that could be a possible application of this.
Yeah, you get that real motion. That would be an absolutely amazing way to use this. You know, I look at this and I think to myself, this has a very long way to come. You know what I mean? Every game, who's going to code this into their games? I mean, this is absolutely bananas. But, you know, in the future, it might be so easy that there's an AI plugin, you throw it in and it all just works. Who knows? But for mixed reality, to be able to actually look like you're walking and moving within the environment, if you could sync that up with Live, that would be absolutely incredible.
Absolutely.
But
because not everybody has a large space, you know. Like there's another trailer that just came out recently that that pyramid treasure finder escape room game. I wish I could remember the name. Temple. Yeah. And that game like utilizes a place, like a small play space where you like walk a little bit back and forth.
You know,
which like, is kind of good and like
100% check it out.
Fixes that problem.
Oh, cool.
I would love to. And it's live enabled, which is why I bring it up, because Buck is in that trailer too. But now in this one, his feet are actually moving when he's moving, and it looks legit. Like, have you tried to capture anything and had problems with locomotion, or all the games that you typically capture like kind of standing in one spot?
So Pistol Whip is the first one that comes to mind. That game is obviously has just a constant motion. Everything's running past you. The moment that the camera looks at the feet, the immersion breaks. It's like suddenly you go from, the guy's running through the hallway shooting all these guys to, why the hell is he sliding? Like, what's going on?
Right.
So you'll notice in my videos I avoid showing feet for that exact reason. I mean, you can do like roller skates. I think it was Hannah Byrne. I think she did one on roller skates. I hope it was her now.
Yeah, I've seen roller skates. I saw someone did one that was they were on an exercise bike. That cracked me up, man. And they're pedaling through this thing and they're shooting everybody. Oh my god, it was really, really funny.
Yeah.
And there's that one recent one that was like Matrix themed.
She like did an epic jump. Yes, my god.
Yeah, that was so good.
So damn good.
How do you do that?
It's I think it's with advanced settings. I think it's through that. So you
just
can
like change
move
like the player height in real time.
Yeah. Similar to how I'm rotating the play space behind me at the moment.
Yeah.
Just
interesting.
Very cool.
See, but you don't really do much of that in your filming, right? Like, because you have the Vive tracker, like you're basically connected to the camera the whole time. Do you do the spinning also?
That's the big secret, isn't it? That most of my shots are a combination of artificially moving the play space as well as moving the camera.
So do you think that like the moving, like should I like, is it like imperative in your opinion that like the camera moves in this footage? Like is it like boring to just like put a mixed reality like on like somebody shredding Beat Saber and not rotate that thing, you know? Like should we all be making efforts to spin our play spaces if we're in mixed reality, in your opinion?
No, it depends, I guess. It depends what you're going for. I'm personally not a fan of the. So you can do the thing where like the play space just sort of swings side to side.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I use that effect a lot, but I try to hide it in terms of like the camera moving. I think the static shot where it just shows that going backwards and forwards, in my opinion, that interesting to look at.
I kind of agree with you, which is why I asked, because like I didn't think it would be worth it to like sit there and like go back and forth at a 90-degree angle shredding, you know, when like it might just be as immersive or as entertaining to just not have to do that.
I think static is better than just the swing. So personally, in my opinion,
I think I think static would be better if you are not someone with the skills of this guy. Because, you know, obviously you watch his videos and there's no contest, you know what I mean, from standard, normal, static mixed reality content. But, you know, but I feel like, and there's a difference, right, between that artificial, you know something is moving it back and forth, and then some of the motion that you get, Touge, that's so fluid and natural and just the camera movements, they're just insane. I often wondered when watching some of your videos too, did you set up any kind of like a track system for your camera? I almost imagine, you know, when they shoot movies, sometimes they have the tracks to get those nice smooth shots in the directions that they want.
Like a dolly or something. No, so I do have a stabilization rig, which is pretty good. That's kind of my next upgrade is to improve that. But yeah, it's all handheld.
Wow. And your wife's getting all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
That's amazing.
She's
right. She's doing most
beast.
of the camera. Nice. Very cool.
I love it. I had to go out and find some lug to film me at events and stuff like that. My wife's not signing up for that. My future wife, fiance.
I would.
So if you could. Sorry. I know. Well, okay, I'll ask. So if you could like wave a magic wand and give like any VR application live support and start like making content with it, well, which game would it?
God, that's a really great question. So the types of games I love are generally music based. So like, so rhythm games, and most of them already have live support. I think for a lot of people, I'm not really speaking for myself here, but I know a lot of people want to see Alex.
Whoa! I never even considered.
I didn't either. I didn't even consider that either. That would be incredible.
Alex,
that would be incredible.
The fact that it's Source 2, if we can get live in Source 2, the future is looking pretty damn good.
Oh, that would be sick.
I like your answer.
Also,
that's a good answer.
Squadrons.
That's a good answer. Ooh, Star Wars Squadrons.
Squadrons.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. That would be freaking cool, right? To put yourself in the cockpit of a Star Wars fighter. Yeah. That'd be sick. Very sick. Oh, cool, man. That's some good stuff.
Yep. So I guess we're pretty much we're kind of there.
Yeah.
We're wrapping up. We will give something away because we always try to give something away every episode, and we're not live, so there was no chat really. Oh, actually, I could have dropped something into the chat by now. Watching this, right? Could have dropped a code in there, even if I.
Yeah, because we'll be dropping stuff in as it's
right. Well, and if you didn't see the premiere, leave a comment below, and we'll choose somebody from the comments to give a game code away to as well.
Yep, just say that you want to enter the game giveaway, and then we will grab all the people that do that, and we'll pick a winner. So give you some games, some
That
stuff to
sounds
play.
good. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video. In the description, we will have links to Touge's channel and social media. Please follow him and watch him. If you know what if you know what's good for you, you will keep a close eye on Touge, because this dude is making moves in all of this mixed reality stuff. And it's been an honor and a pleasure to have you here with us, man.
Thank you so much for being
for having me. Yeah.
Thank you. Awesome.
Absolutely. Well, what do you want to do? You want to roll? You want to roll up the screen?
Yeah, I screwed it up earlier. It didn't roll down, so I guess I might as well roll it up.
All right. Bye, Touge.
All right, bye,
Cheers.
Touge. We will see you later, brother. Thank you so much for everything yet
you.
again. Adios.
Goodbye, and thank you again to the chat for being here during the premiere. I'm assuming that somebody's here watching with us, so thank you guys for being here. And tune in on Friday at 12 Pacific for our episode with Rowdy Guy from the F Reality podcast. Super stoked to have him. Enjoy your day/night, everyone. Take care. We will see you next time.
Adios.